Hello, everyone. Welcome to the forum tonight. I am your host, CJ Lester, and I am here joined with Miss Janice Morris. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, CJ. You can
Hey, how are
hear
you
me?
doing tonight? I
I'm
can.
amazing.
Good, good, good. How was the event at the Veterans thing today?
It was amazing. I think we roughly took care of about 23 people.
Okay,
It was outstanding. I thought it was very phenomenal, awesome for the first day.
good, good.
So
So,
they
welcome
were
to the.
very appreciative.
That's good. So, welcome to the forum, and tell us a little bit about yourself, and for those who don't know you, how long you've been in the county, and how the amount of service you have been here for.
Well, thank you, CJ, and thank you all for taking the opportunity out tonight for me to share. I am Janice Morris, and I've been Rockdale County for over 24 years. I came by the way of my husband, who's a retired deputy sheriff for Rockdale County. I'm
Uh-huh.
originally from New Orleans. A lot of people may know, some people don't. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but however, I've been in Rockdale for 24 years, for total years in Georgia. They try to call me a peach, but I'm from New Orleans. So I've been in
Right.
Rockdale for 36 years. And
Mm.
I came to Rockdale County in 2000 with my
Mm-hmm.
husband and I, and had an opportunity to come in and just be a good steward of Rockdale County, and fell in love with the Rock. A lot of people don't like the
Right.
Rock, but
I
I'm
know.
okay with
Oh,
the Rock.
I love the rock too. I love the rock because of the people of it, the community. You know.
hmm And then my
Yeah.
passion is just being involved in this community. It's such a beautiful place.
Right.
So this is my home, CJ, and me and my husband been married for now 25 years. The minute we got
Wow.
married, matter of fact, Judge Irwin
Mm.
had opportunity to officiate our marriage as well with one of our other minister. So again, and
Wow.
our children graduated from Salem High School. So
Mm.
I've been here for quite a while now.
All right. So let's get into some of the topics here. So, what are the duties and responsibilities, and how would you describe your relationship with the judges? And does the judge provide guidance or feedback?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So question number one is that I have a awesome relationship with the judges. Each one of the judges that been there, I've been knowing them for over 24 years.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we and our family and kids also grew up together. So just
Mm-hmm.
me being involved now as the elected official at the clerk of court, the judges have embraced me very well in the Rockdale
Mm.
County Clerk of Judicial Complex, or what the court does. They teach me everything I need to know, things that I had to learn for 4 years of trying to train, total 12 years for this job. It all came together when the judges understood that I did know at least 80% of about the job. But
Wow. Good.
each one of those judges did a good job.
Yes, that's good. And what protections are in place to avoid records from being deleted?
Well, the records are, first and foremost, we have to go through the compliance of the law, which is GCIC, and some of the criminals, GBI stuff that we cannot have access to just that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Those who have access to those type of um, access, I want to call it, they are protected, and we make sure that we're securing those records because we're able to see anyone who touched those things. But as the clerk,
Right.
I have which is called a high power clearance to make sure that the clerks don't anything get deleted. But at this time, some people who does have access, I mean, it can happen, but I have not quite state that I had it all in my possession of people doing it.
And along with that question, there was recently you was on the Politics After Dark, and you stated that Kia Olden, which used to work for you for 9 months, why did she leave and now is running for your job? Do you think, if you can answer that?
Oh, definitely would like to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
So, CJ, of course, Kayi Olden were one of the chief deputy that I did bring in on my command. Just to state
Mm-hmm.
that after 9 months of having her a part of the clerk of court office, there was some things that was going on that was not what I want to say, and I'm trying to be extra careful. There
Right, right.
were integrity of things that
Mm,
was being done in her 9 months. So as I saw things going through and things that was not on the same state guidelines for us to be in compliance of the law, as well as that we don't do anything to jeopardize our job, that
right.
was the case. So at that time, I was able to make sure the citizens of Rockdale County know that I was not stand for anyone to do anything their integrity that is jeopardized as well as mine. So at that
Mm,
time, I was able to dismiss her by making sure that that don't happen anymore. Within that time frame, Kayi only working for us 9 months, it was a lot of things that were done, and it was
mhm.
not in a good effort of the Rockdale County Clerk of Court. It was not in our oath. It was not in our bylaws. It was not, I mean, not our bylaws, but in our regulations and compliance. It was definitely a breach. So I can
Mm,
honestly say it was a breach, and I was able to get the county involved as well as things to make
uh-huh.
sure that it does not go any further.
Well, that was a
So
good catch on your part. And so, like, if she was not elected and you're hired again, how would you evaluate her as a manager, and would you hire her back?
no, I definitely would not hire her back at all, because I believe it's anyone who does not follow the compliance of the law, which in the compliance of the office of her position and the status of her position and the way she was dismissed, I would not hire her back.
Right.
And I don't think in any capacity that anyone should hire after the, with the record state that we were able to retrieve. So I would not do that. I definitely would
Got
not
you.
do that, and I wouldn't suggest that at all.
Uh, in the past couple of years, we had a discussion on the passports. So how is the passport money used, and how does it to the state of clerk's office? How is it used?
Well, the law states between agreement between the clerk and the federal government. That is the agreement. The money is being used as majority of the money is definitely is directly in possession of my account. However, I do great things with the money as well. I share with my staff as well as
Right.
in time that I will give out my staff bonuses and make sure things that the county don't have to spend their money on, where I do
Mhm.
what is called an internal treat back to my employees, whereas the county may not want to send us for training or any additional. I don't charge it to the county. So I charge it to the passport funding that I do. Along with that, I do great things with that money. I give it back to my community as I always have done. I share with having many of my students are Rockdale County or the Rockdale citizens where they get a grant or a scholarship from me. So
Mm,
I have since then have given out at least 28% of that money back into our community and it's my employees where they get a bonus where the county don't
mm.
give a bonus. And as well as I do what is called a treat. We have events where I don't ask the county to constantly spend their money, and we go
Right.
within our own organization, the clerk office, and do
Mm.
great things so we don't have to ask the taxpayer every time we look around.
So how much on a make I guess on a yearly basis? How much do you get from the passports?
Well, the average
Do you
yearly
let me know?
money that total came up to for me would have roughly run about 112 last year,
Mm,
112,000. But within that, mind you, I have to pay 38 to 40% of taxes on that, which my taxes are
mm.
all clear. So that money
Okay.
you can make 112,000, but by the time you net it out between IRS and the government, it is definitely less, way less than what it is. So
Gotcha. And so now that Judge Kerfert has resigned to run for Superior Court, Judge, what effects does that have on the cases being heard in a timely manner?
well, since Judge Cupper did resign, um, it the cases are got a little backlog coming in, but it's not huge, humongous. but it's have taken us out with cases all the way to June. Whereas we would have had two judges, those cases would have been on a 30 days or 45 days minimum. Now it may be up to 60 days if we were to hear the cases, because one judge couldn't possibly handle all those cases by himself, as the state judge is recommended by the state of Georgia. So I can say right now we have what is called a slight delay, but however, Judge Reed is doing a phenomenal job to do his part to try to up those cases and get them in and get them out in a timely manner. But as speaking with my task, my civil and criminal division and the traffic division, we just a little slight. We'll be running to June before we could get the cases if we don't get another judge.
And so, with that, what does your day-to-day operations look like for you, if you would like to expound on that?
Wow. Now,
I know it's probably a lot, but yeah.
But listen, I love work. I love what I do. My day-to-day operation is, I'm the stewards of the records. I have 6 division that I oversee. Every record that comes in on the state and the superior level is in my possession. So it's a very active day, every day, all day. What that look like is, the duties of the clerk is to make sure the jury, everyone come to jury duty, make sure we govern that policy, to make sure everybody comes in for jury duty, as well as I make sure all my state superior criminal division, they all work in compliance to make sure the dockets and the cases are being prepared in a timely manner. Now, when I say in a timely manner, we work on efficiency in a time to get everything in. My goal is to do a 72-hour turnaround for someone life, for someone case is coming before the courts. So we work very hard to make sure we look at everything in a timely manner to take that turnaround time, to make sure the citizens know that we do take in value everything that they put in the system. They have the right to go to court or retrieve anything that has been put in the court. So every day is a busy day, but it's a great day because we're serving the citizens of Rockdale County. We like to call it good stewards and good customer service to the public.
Yes, and I saw that firsthand when I came up there. I loved it. So good job on you.
almost had you doing some passport, didn't I?
Right. I wouldn't mind. Look, in the state right next to us in the South Carolina, with the Murdoch trials, I don't know if you're familiar with that. What is your opinion on how that clerk report handled her
So
case?
you mean
Do
the
you
ones
think
the one that tamper with the records?
right? What's your thoughts on that?
My thought
If you have
was
any.
it's totally negligent.
Mm-hmm.
It was totally negligent. You are trained by the state of Georgia. I go and take 40 hours of the law of things that you should be in compliance with. You should never step out of compliance at any given time wearing that badge as the elected clerk office. We are not above the law. The biggest thing that we do have to be is challenged that we do not get intimidated or anyone push us to where that extent. That is prohibited in my office as well, that I would never set that standard to show anybody that I would tamper with anyone's record, because at this case, someone lies in our hand when you're dealing with stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I
going
think
back
it's
to,
totally.
I thought so too, and I thought she probably could have been removed, and she's still going on as clerk of court there. So,
And you know what? Again, we
is
have
there an ethics board in
it's
each state for clerk of courts?
That's correct. We have to take a 30-hour ethic class of training to the highest standard. We all go to, just like I just came in last night from the training, you have to take a rigorous training and you have to know the law and the compliance of the law. She may not be caught yet, but eventually it'll all come to light. And I mean,
Right.
if only
And that's
that,
why.
if nothing, ethics is everything. Compliance is everything to me. And you follow the rules and the law and the regulation and compliance, you would never get yourself on the news.
And that's why I think it's important for whoever fulfills this position is very qualified for that position, and not just somebody that's come by and, hey, look, I want this position,
Well, CJ, can I just share with you and the people on the line as well as the community?
Yeah.
Let me give you a little quick background that to expound on why I felt the need to run for this position. 12 years,
Go ahead.
I had volunteered into the clerk of court office. Not only that, I worked along the side with some of the judges as we worked on accountability courts. I took a deep dive and engaged in trying to do this job because I saw the need from the previous clerk, Ms. Caldwell. And that was my first volunteer job in Rockdale County in the clerk of court office with Ms. Joanne Caldwell. Not only that, 12 years I had an opportunity to read about the laws and compliance, what the clerk does. We are a managerial position. However, we are to stay in compliance of the law as we help the law do its due process. But 12 years I studied. Just to tell you, in 2019, I took it on my own to go to other clerk of court office and train for this job. I did not, and I tell my people, and I tell my husband, my family, I didn't decide to wake up with a cuckoo clock and decide I want to run for the clerk office. I studied. I went to learning the laws and the compliance and the regulations and the OCG laws and everything. Why you do this? Why you shouldn't do that? The clerk is a constitutional office. We are governed by the state of Georgia to stay in compliance, because without the clerk, the court cannot move forward. So I really value learning and training for this job. And it takes a lot of classes. There's a lot of things that we have to do. And there's no way one person could come in and just think they could do it, CJ. It's hard. But it's great.
There are two questions in the comments, and it says, are you bonded, and do all employees take an oath?
Absolutely. All my deputy clerks are oath taker. Sometimes you can really look on a Facebook page where every clerk has to be under oath. They are deputy 1, 2, and 3. They have to take the state oath just like me, and their names have to go into GSCCC all the way up to the state of Georgia so they could stay in compliance.
Okay.
And what's the other question?
Are you bonded?
Bonded by Rockdale County?
I guess that's what she's asking, yes.
No, I'm not directly bonded by, I don't have my own bond because I don't have to, because I am the elected official with the constitutional office of the state of Georgia. So GSCCCA, they regulate me.
Got you. And so with that, with the taking the oath, was Kia under oath when she did all this? Or
she actually took the deputy oath. She did. She knew exactly what her oath state. Normally, the chief deputy follows in second with the command of the clerk. Basically, she almost like can do exactly majority of my command without 10% of full control. She did take an oath. And again, she's appointed. That means she's not the regular standard of employee. She comes under my leadership and my my support, or if I choose to keep her or keep her not. So she did take an oath, and she did not follow the oath under the state of law or either the oath of a chief deputy standard.
And then I guess with the follow-up with that, what's the effects of that? After not taking the oath and then not following the oath.
But it was, first of all, you have to if you didn't do it, you have to be dismissed, or either you could be reprimanded, or either you could go to a rigorous training. I did try to give her some training, and that did not work. I did try to speak with her on numerous occasions, and what we say, let's have this conversation in reference to what is not being followed. And after that, again, she just rebelled and just state that I didn't have to tell her anything. So at that point, I was able to get some intervention by the Rockdale County Human Resources, and they came in to help assist me in that manner.
Gotcha. So one last question. The fines that are given by the judge, for example, traffic tickets, code enforcement violation fines, what does those funds go to and how are they used?
Well, the fines are dispensed in different manners. The fines are dispensed based on library, different fines that we of the county GSCCCA regulate, so they could go through sheriff funding. They could go to victim advocate. The fines would just dispute in different manners, such as what I want to say the they could go for a victim advocate, it could go for the sheriff, it could go for all types of cases that it can help people when they are going through crisis. So some of that money is dispensed in that manner. So it doesn't go in the clerk pocket, it doesn't go to the judges at all.
Gotcha. I guess that's what people were asking, if it where it went and
Absolutely.
how it was used. And
Yeah,
I
we
think I
don't
missed
need
one. I think I missed one question. Let's see where it's at. Do any of your employees have a county vehicle, and if so, are they take-home vehicles?
absolutely not. I've been
Mm,
having a
mm,
county vehicle for 2 years, and it's parked in that spot only for work
mm.
related. Even
Gotcha.
myself, when I travel, because the extent of where we have to go get our records from, I cannot reveal that. It's
Hmm.
to the point where we are not taking home any vehicles. You can look at my mileage. We have a mileage regulation and we have a gas regulation. We do not move our vehicles only for work purposes only. No one takes a vehicle home, not even myself.
Gotcha. That's good to know. And then, so you was talking about also, I think, on politics after work about your lawyer classes you have. Can you expound on those a little bit more, if you
Yes,
will?
I'm excited about that Law Library series.
Hmm.
Um, well, this is not nothing new. The previous clerk, Miss Joanne Caldwell and Ruth Wilson, and also there was a partnership with Judge Washington. Whereas the Law Library series is to be able to give the citizens of Rockdale County access to a lawyer for free just by having QA questions. Whereas the employees all came together and say, hey, let's be a resource for our community, because a lot of people come in here, they financially cannot afford a lawyer. So
Right.
it's something that is serving resources for our community. I'm excited about being a part of that because I saw some great outcomes of family and children and circumstances of different type of lawyers could assist our community. So them law library series will always be a part of our court and resources to our community, just like the DAs and everyone else do outreach.
And I was wondering too, if you could do it online, I would be happy to facilitate that. Like if they would like to do one online one night, and
I
let me know.
now good idea. Good
Yeah.
idea. See, this is what I love. We all could
Hmm.
come together. See, the we could come together and bring vision back to
Right.
the courts because everybody think it's a stigma where
Hmm.
you just everything is just gonna go bad. No, we would
Hmm.
love to have an online one. We never thought about that. I do it for the
Yeah.
notary training.
Hmm.
Maybe
Right.
we could do that as well for live for those who can't get out.
Right.
I'm gonna take
Exactly.
you on
And
that one,
so,
CJ. I'm gonna have to pass
yeah,
that by
I'll
my
offer my services here, and let me know, and just keep me updated on that. And I'm sure the audience here would love that as well.
Well, I'm always trying to find good engagement for the community for resources.
Yeah.
The courts have a lot of good vision, good things that we
Right.
do. So I like for you to have access to all of that as well.
And so, if you're elected to, I'm going to start asking this question. Once you're in office again, will you come back on the show and ask some more questions, answer some
I
more
will
questions?
come back on this show tomorrow, the
Mm.
next day. I would love to because this is the way we have to get to the people in the community. CJ, I'm
Hmm.
all out in the community in the HOAs. I'm
Yes.
everywhere because guess what? You don't get to just elect me, and I don't reach to the people who can't get to me. And as
Hmm.
well as the ideas of the vision of people like yourself having this forum tonight, this conversation, we're meeting people where they are, and that's what I
Hmm.
want to do. Meet
Yes.
them where they are. Go to them, not just work
Hmm.
9 to 5 and then just forget about how some people don't always be on the internet or get to the courthouse. We could
Right.
continue to do this. I'm excited about it.
Hmm. And there's a question in the chat about, can you speak in the scam taking folks housing scams?
Yes, I would love to speak about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, we have about 6 cases, criminal cases. The property scam is real. It's been going all over Georgia. It's been everywhere. I can honestly say that because we were able to implement the property fraud protection alert, so
Mm-hmm.
many people in Rockdale County has been reaching out to our office, and as well as we are HOAs just about every day online. As you know, my legal administrator, our law clerks, real estate agents, real estate managers, they're all reaching out to make sure this don't happen in Rockdale. So I can tell you one successful story. One lady was arrested in
Oh
our
wow.
office. So, I pushed that button, and I had to rock
Mm-hmm.
their finance right there in the office, as well as our case moving forward. So we're not letting that happen in Rockdale, because guess what? The
Mm-hmm.
information with my name on it, when you put a fake deed, you might as well have did it to me as well. So I take serious to that. So that's why I say let the people see me and let them hear from me to make sure they're going into a safe website that we provided for the Rockdale citizens. And it's free of
If you
charge.
okay, so if I know of something, and how does that process look like? Could I come to you, or like how does that work?
Well, if you have any doubt about what is on your property, or something don't look right, it looks strange, you want to say it's not me, I have to
Mm-hmm.
state this: I can't practice law, and I can't give you a lot of any legal advice, but I can point you to resources, and I know it have helped many people, and those who have found out stuff that was on their property that they want to go back and challenge. I know there's plenty lawyers that they remember through Law Library series. They also was contacted to help clear their records up. But I can honestly say the property fraud protection alert is the first step. The second step that I would
Mm-hmm.
like to share with you, that I am
Mm-hmm.
working with Judge Mumford, that where we have a court order. So if somebody try to file a fake deed, the driving license will be attached to that deed.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we'll
Okay.
have the person with an ID.
Gotcha.
That should be coming real soon, and I'll be sharing that with you. And I'll be happy to come back on the
Yes, please do.
online to tell you. Judge Mumford is really in. He's really supportive about this. So we got to take it
Mm,
one more step further, and he's definitely on board with me with that.
gotcha. And so, with that, tell us how we can get in contact with you with your campaign and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, thank you, CJ. Thank you. Well, re-elect Janice Morris. Would you? You can reach me at reelectjanicemorris.com,
Mm-hmm.
online, as well as you. I always still give out my personal cell phone number, 442-766-7674. That is my personal cell phone number. Hold on, CJ. Let me get the other phone number. I do apologize.
Yeah,
The
you're
other,
fine.
that's correct. And then there's
Uh-huh.
additional number they could contact me at.
Okay.
Me and my team, 404
Mm-hmm.
692 3266. That's
3266.
another right. But
All right.
again, you could always, if not, you could call me directly at these two numbers, and I will. Let me make sure you have that right number. Um,
404-692-3266.
that is correct, CJ.
All right. And so,
Now,
would you, yes, go ahead.
CJ, I just want to say the citizens of Rockdale have known what I have done for this community for
Mm-hmm.
24 years. This is my home. This is where my children, my granddaughter about to graduate from high school. I'm going to always lead myself in two, three A's:
Mm-hmm.
approachable, accessible, and accountable. Hold me
I'm gonna add
accountable.
integrity to that.
Hold me accountable. And the biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing for me, I'm always going to be out in the public, not just when you elect me. I'm always going to be there. And anyone who say they know Janice Morris, I'm here to serve. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, serve, be experienced, and I won't take this job for granted.
And before we close out, if you're reelected, what's your number one issue and that you are going to push through to get resolved, if there is one right now?
Well, right now, the one we have is the property fraud protection, and also continuing to train my staff to make sure we stay in compliance with making sure that we make sure fraud don't come in. We make the citizens be more aware of anything that does come in that they need to know. But the biggest thing right now I'm focusing on is, since we got this $140 million courthouse, I want to make sure it get done right.
Right, right. And one more question popped up. It says, "Do you offer assistance for the community in John profit or in a John profit
Nonprofit,
no, in a nonprofit?" Yes.
um, any nonprofit that may want us to be aware of some service they provide, we would put that out for resources. But we can't tie the nonprofit into the courts, because if there is a circumstance or a case come before the court, I have to stay neutral. But if there's resources out there and they want us to come to be a part of and give them information about what we're doing in the court, we'll be happy to come to them as a guest or collaborate with them. But I don't have nothing directly where they could come into the courthouse. I definitely will yield that to some of the resources that we have in the Rockdale County Accountability Court.
Okay.
And then, it's nonprofit dear to my heart.
Yes, because you have a nonprofit. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I have taken a back seat on a nonprofit. We have, my husband is now still serving a nonprofit clinic where we serve the uninsured population of Rockdale County who don't have access to health care. We've been doing that for over 18 years now. And we still have the clinic. My husband he does all the work, and Mr. Morris to oversee that. But I do volunteer 2 days out of the month.
And how does people get in contact with that information?
Well, they can always call Helping Hands directly to see Mr. Morris. And that number is 678-607-0759.
All right.
You go to Helping Hands website, GA.
Yes. So helpinghands.com. Go there and get your information there for the Helping Hands Clinic.
Right.
And, you have?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you have a nonprofit, or was that the nonprofit?
No, that is Mr. Morris' nonprofit.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yes. I'm the clerk now.
So yeah, you said you took a leave.
How we got started with the nonprofit?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna give all the hats to Mr. Morris. A lot of people know my husband. He's a big advocate about people having access to resources in the community. And when we heard about so many people didn't have access to insurance, as my husband's retired from the Navy, we would have military for life. Well, he said everyone deserves to have access to health care. So he started the clinic, and I just chime in as the wifely duty that I do. And it became very successful, be able to give people free access to health care without, feeling like they don't have nowhere to go. So the clinic is right here in Conyers.
Yes. And by looking on Facebook, I see you seem to partner with students somehow. Is that how y'all do it?
I do. I love mentoring students. We do a lot of collaboration with the Rockdale County schools and a lot of post-secondary colleges where we train them in healthcare. Just the same way I train interns that come to the courts. I'm still going to always be an advocate about looking out for the young kids and the young students of the community that is engaging in their career pathway. So Helping Hands does do a lot of work working with interns so they could be our future doctors, nurse practitioners, and RNs, and so on and so forth. As well as the clerk office, I still model that every intern has to learn to be in a professional by opening doors to internships and
Mm-hmm.
scholarships.
Gotcha.
That's
And
never gonna go away.
right. When is the next law firm library, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we are set to try to do it in June. I
Okay.
really wanted to June. I do believe my team setting the new law, the next library series is going to be on wills and estates. That has been a very hot topic. So we asked the
We may have to
citizens.
do
Mhm.
we may have to do that one online a little bit, or have two of
I
them.
definitely would. I definitely would refer to Shakura, which is my
Mm-hmm.
law administrator, and
Huh?
um, one of my staff, and see if we could put that online as well.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have that. Are you gonna be ready for all them people on your line?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. I
Look.
believe you are. I am proud of you.
Look.
Absolutely. I would love to do one of those classes online. And CJ, I
Huh?
definitely would like to partner, collaborate with you on that.
All right. That sounds great. And do you have the date in that in June? Or
I don't have a confirmed
uh,
date. Since you talking, give me a moment. I definitely will get involved by talking directly with Shakur, which is my law
mhm.
clerk administrator, and she will set that date up and respond back to you to let you know what day. We are still trying to. So CJ, help me out here.
Yeah.
Saturdays we may get more people.
Right.
Tuesday, because we have to work directly, sometimes working with the Nancy Gwen Library, Nancy
Okay.
Connie's library. So we have to work with that time. But the last
Gotcha.
event we did on a Saturday, where we had a panels of lawyers, that turned out
Mm-hmm.
to be very successful as well.
Good.
So we just got to pick the date. We could come together and pick the date and say, hey, the community asked for it, and that's what we're going to do.
Right. Right. All right. So, and remember to start early voting is starting Monday, and
Yes, I'm so excited.
it's going to be on the early voting location is the I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's West Avenue 1115. So come out April 29th to May 17th and get your ballot and start to vote. And any more
And
questions or answers you have?
CJ, I'm gonna be there Monday now. I want
Yes.
the people to meet me, not a billboard,
Yeah.
not a
Right.
stiff board. You see the board behind me?
Right.
They're
That's going
gonna
to be
meet
out.
me.
All right, so get out there and vote. We need people to vote early, and it's a great thing. So let's go out there and change Rockdale for the better.
And I humbly ask each and every one of you online, vote for Janice Morris. Experience, leadership, and dedication, but most important, integrity.
Yes.
That's your number one to stay in this position and stay in compliance with the law.
All right, I thank you, and I appreciate your time. I know it was a little rush from your event, from your past event, but I appreciate your time.
No,
And I
I
think I got the
appreciate.
date mixed up, but
What date you got mixed up, CJ?
for Sunday or Friday, I wasn't sure. So yeah,
Oh, well, you know you're gonna be check fact on here, so you better have the right date on here.
right, right. All right. Well, good to have you, and I appreciate your time. And
My
God bless
pleasure.
y'all. Yes, and I think my next interview. When is my next interview? It is going to be with Judge Maureen Saturday
Oh wow.
tomorrow at 8 p.m. So join us
Okay.
for that here at the same time, 8 o'clock.
Well, well, CJ, on the behalf of me and the Rockdale County Clerk of Court and our staff, we thank you for giving us an opportunity to share our vision and our mission of the Rockdale County Clerk of Court office. Thank you,
Yes,
Rockdale.
yes. And that will do it to give us a wrap. Thank you very
All right.
much. Y'all
Thank
have
you.
a good
You
night.
all have a blessed day and God bless you.